on Finance. I'm your host, Melanie Parker. Focus on Finance is brought to you by the Educational Division of the Right Legacy Group. We are here at the ECTC campus, and I'm going to have to look at my notes here because this is tough. You two have some amazing titles. Okay?
Oh, well, I appreciate it.
So we have Megan Stith, Dean of Institutional Advancement. Welcome.
Thank you.
And we have Sarah Berkshire, Director of Recruitment, brand new from what I understand.
Yes, ma'am.
So congratulations on
you very
being
much.
part of a wonderful organization. Today we're going to talk about University Center and Enrollment Initiatives. That's big.
We have a lot going on at college. We could be here all day.
Right.
We won't.
Right.
But
So
we
Megan,
appreciate
you want to just jump in there and tell us, what do you want to chat about today?
Sure. Well, one of the biggest projects we've had underway here at ECTC for about a year now in varying stages has been developing our University Center. And this is a project that really arose out of a need for workforce development, which I know many of us are hearing about the challenge our local businesses are having finding and retaining talent.
I hear that a lot in the
I
community.
would say if
Yes,
you're in a
yes.
meeting, it seems like anymore it comes up 5
Business
or 6 times
people,
a day.
yes.
Yeah, it's all about workforce. And part of that challenge is looking around at the population and making sure that not only are we providing relevant training in our region, but we're also developing initiatives to keep our talent here and to provide access to the educational opportunities that they need to be able to thrive in the careers, not only that we have today, but the jobs that are coming in the future here for our region. So we looked outward in terms of finding solutions to this challenge and found the University Center of the Mountains in Hazard as a very successful model of being able to bring together multiple post-secondary institutions to expand access to bachelor's and master's degree programs.
Awesome.
So the ability to start students here for their first 2 years at ECTC, which we've been doing for many years in partnership with different universities. But the difference that the University Center will bring is that students will be able to have that seamless transfer experience and complete the 3rd and 4th year of their bachelor's degree programs right here on campus.
Wonderful.
So that's a really exciting initiative to be able to provide degrees from wonderful institutions, continuing that partnership with WKU, which remains a cornerstone of what we do here at ECTC, but expanding that to institutions like EKU, Lindsey Wilson College, and Spalding University. So those are just 3 of the institutions we've announced partnerships recently to allow students to stay here, get their degree, same degree that they would get if they went off
Wonderful.
to another location, different campus, but being able to keep them here where they can connect with our employers, get a degree at the fraction of the cost, and also pursue degrees in high demand fields like nursing, which is what the BSN coming from Spalding is going to be able to provide to us. So we're really excited about this project.
I love that fluid transition where you can go, as an Army brat who moved a lot, and even high school credits weren't always transferable. It's really nice to hear. I like the partnership that you all have with other schools and universities and colleges where it is a smooth process for people to transfer. That's very user-friendly.
It is, and it's really innovative to be able to bring the strengths of all of these different institutions right here to our community where you don't have to go off and, the thing that we see especially happen is students go and they connect with employers in the communities where they end up completing their degrees, and we want them here. And
Sure,
we found
absolutely.
that we're a great training ground for, especially in engineering, we see this a lot. We're a great training ground for other communities' engineers where they come here, spend a few years, then they go back to wherever home is. So we know we have a need, especially as our manufacturing base grows, to be able to expand engineering programming, high-level IT, even agriculture is another program we're pursuing through the University Center so that students can stay here and connect with those employers, because that's really who we also see being challenged with that turnover of people that don't have the local connections ending up leaving after a few years.
Sure.
So it's a win for everybody, not just the students who can complete a degree at a fraction of the cost, but also the employers who are hungry for that talent.
Yes, yes. And nursing, I hear that one quite a bit.
Yeah, so I say nursing, sometimes I usually throw that out as the first one.
Sure.
That's the one we all
relatable.
talk about
Yes.
so much because ECTC is well known for the strength and quality of its nursing program.
Absolutely.
And just needing to be able to engage more potential students, but also providing those opportunities for them to continue at the 4-year level and beyond.
Wow.
So this is something that we're very grateful to the support of our sponsors, folks like HMH. They jumped on board with us as one of the first investors in our University
great
Center
partnership.
campaign. Yeah, because this does have brings a financial need to ECTC to be able to provide the facilities and infrastructure, making sure that we have classroom space and equipment that's up to par to meet the standards of the bachelor's degree programs that are coming. So we've had to ask for help from the community, and to see folks like HMH come on in a very significant way with a $100,000 gift for this campaign.
Oh, wow.
It speaks to that win-win. Yeah, they're really on board.
They are.
Supportive.
It's a great partnership. Because what you do here will affect them later. So, and they're smart to see that.
Well, we appreciate it. They're one of the top employers of our students.
Yes.
So it's really just helping share the stories of what we're doing, how it helps everybody. And we've been very grateful that by and large, anybody we've talked to about it's been excited and come on board with the campaign. But we always need more help. So we definitely want to make sure people are aware that if they would like to give to the college, if they'd like to support the University Center campaign, there's ways to do that. And it doesn't always mean multiple millions of dollars.
Right.
But there's very meaningful ways people can support this effort. Or just let us know if they have students who are interested in attending these University Center classes and programs, because we're still in the process of talking to additional universities to see what other programs we can bring here. So we need input from the community in terms of
ever fluid.
What else we can provide.
Wonderful. Sarah, recruitment. How does this initiative affect your position? And I know you're new, but I'm sure you've dug your heels in a little bit. So how does this initiative affect what you do?
Well, I think the University Center being here on ECTC's campus just helps make the entire campus and what higher education is available in our region just more attractive to students if they can think about, I can start here, and of course we're always trying to make sure that students throughout this region understand the value of getting the first 2 years of a bachelor's degree at ECTC, no matter what your long-term plans are. But I think as far as how that's going to affect recruitment, having those university centers partners here and having our students of, whether they're traditional or non-traditional older adult learners, having them see those connections and see that partnership and see the investment that the community and those four-year universities are willing to make in ECTC students, and that's a great thing for them.
Sure.
And I think something that's important to kind of emphasize about the University Center is the people who are involved in that and the programs that are going to be offered. Those are all very closely aligned with in-demand careers in our region right now. So these are programs that are going to lead to brighter futures, good incomes, family-sustaining incomes, and growth in our region.
Sure, absolutely. Have you seen an influx in ages? Have you had the opportunity to witness that as far as with these types of programs? Do you see that they are newly high school graduates, or is it more seasoned folks like myself?
I like seasoned.
Yes, yes.
My gray hair says seasoned. It's a misconception, I think, that the majority of students that come to ECTC are that traditional student. We actually have a very diverse student body with adults, veterans, those with military experience, all walks of life to seniors. We have all types of students here at ECTC, and I think University Center is going to just be one other way that whether it's providing those opportunities for students out of high school or especially as we look around the workplace, and engineering is a good example of that, that is you have people who move up the ranks in a manufacturing facility, for example, and gain that experience and decide they want to pursue a career in engineering. It's very hard for a non-traditional student. I was getting my master's degree online while working full-time and raising kids.
It's so common
It's really
now.
hard to go out of the community to find a program that's accredited for the type of promotions that they need. So I think it opens up even more opportunities, especially for that non-traditional student who tends to be more place-bound because of family and work commitments. So we're excited about the continued diversity that will bring to our student body.
Engineering, I had no idea. That is phenomenal. My mind is blown. I had no idea you all had that. That's wonderful. One of my favorite things, and having adult children myself, is you can start. You don't have to decide what you're going to do with work towards a master's. You can start with an associate's at ECTC and build from there, like compounding it as you go. I really like that idea.
And that's one of the things we've tried to do in terms of building our recruitment team, which we are so glad to have Sarah on board now, is providing more ways for adults to access education. And whether that's through credit for prior learning, where we can look at job experience that they've had or skills that they can demonstrate and award college credit for things that they already know.
That's a big deal.
That's huge.
Yes.
So we have more options than ever to offer adult learners, along with things like the GED Plus program, which we'll talk about in another upcoming episode, or apprenticeships where they can get on-the-job experience, but also a balance between their work and their studies here at the college.
Wow.
So one of our challenges is that we just have so much.
There's
trying
a lot.
to find a way
Yes.
to plug that in with employers. And Sarah, how do you see that working with some of the companies that we're talking about approaching? Because I think that's a challenge we've already discussed.
Right.
With us is
Yeah.
how we engage partners like companies and organizations in this effort.
Local factories and places like that.
Yeah, we talk a lot about making sure we're meeting prospective students where they are, and we want them to hear about ECTC on their terms, and we need to be proactive and find them where they are. And for adult learners, they're at work.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so the employer piece is becoming more and more important for ECTC, because we need to work with those employers to help make sure we're reaching their employees, to help those employees level up, if you will, and where their next step of their career
Make
is.
them promotable.
Right, and because ECTC has so much to offer them, I think that moving forward, we're looking, as Megan indicated this, we're looking at more of an approach to where we can go into an employer and just give them the buffet, if you will, and come up with more of a custom plan for the right programs for their employees and the right delivery methods for their employees.
Wonderful. Yeah, and I guess we could encourage the employers of Hardin County to contact ECTC folks and say, what do you have to offer? What can we do to enhance the education mission for our employees? I'm assuming surely they could just give you a call and sit down and see what they could do.
Yes, I'll share a story recently. I actually have a relative who's in management for a large global manufacturing company located in our area, and he just reached out to me on Facebook one day asking, it started with a question about how much is tuition at ECTC? And I answered his question, but I dug a little bit of why are we, tell me more about what you're interested in.
Yeah,
and
I'm sure there are variables to that.
Well,
Right.
that's the good news is our tuition is very affordable. So I love actually to answer that question because it's great in terms of the value we provide. But as we dug deeper, he was interested in starting a scholarship to try to incentivize more people to come work at their company.
Wow.
But even the more we talked about that, the programs that they're looking for, the needs they have as a company are covered by something called the Work Ready Kentucky Scholarship. So there's ways that we're still in the planning conversation of what this is going to end up looking like for this particular customer. But through these conversations, we found that there's scholarships that they're not aware of that we can promote more internally, and that doesn't cost the company anything. So we're finding that more and more companies are actually reimbursing for tuition that's covered through this Work Ready Kentucky Scholarship, which we'll also get into that in a future episode more in depth. But it's through these conversations and folks just reaching out. The good news is they don't have to have the answers. Like, they don't need to know all the details.
Right.
All
You don't
the
know
different
what you don't know.
programs.
Right?
And the point of the story is that, in my own family, I found that as much as I eat, sleep, and breathe what's going on here at the college, we forget that there is just a lot of information out there.
There is a lot.
So it just starts with people reaching out and
Sure.
coordinating those conversations. And as Sarah mentioned, telling them what we can offer and figuring out a plan that's going to be a good fit for them.
Right. And sometimes maybe a question from someone may create something new within your organization on what you can provide to local employers.
We do that all the time.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good success
No
stories.
cookie cutter here. Yeah.
No, we really pride ourselves in being driven by the community's needs, and I can think of countless companies where we've developed specific programs for them, or one of our most recent initiatives, the mobile training unit that we have available through our Workforce Solutions team. This is actually a fully customizable bus that has, whether you need seated training on laptops where you pull up, doing Excel training or leadership classes.
Wow.
Or being able to bring on PLC trainers and doing things more technical and hands-on. We've developed this fully customizable unit that can roll into the parking lots of organizations throughout our service region.
That is so cool.
In their parking lots.
Wow.
So that came from conversations too with employers about their challenges, and when you think about sending a group of employees to our main campus for a training, for example, you have to think about their time away from the job and mileage and
transportation,
some of those other
and all
costs
that.
that if we can help companies keep their costs down, then that's an opportunity for us as a community to be able to reinvest those dollars in other initiatives, employees, and other types of education. So if there's something we can do to help make our services more accessible and affordable.
Sure.
The proof of it's sitting in our parking lot, and it's going to be driving around the entire region.
I want to check that out.
Yes.
You'll know it if you see it.
That is so cool. You really have just, and I've interviewed folks, you especially Megan and other folks here from the college, you all take all of the excuses off the table, genuinely.
That's a good point. I like that.
You really do. There are no excuses. If you want it, it's here. It's here in Hardin County.
Marketing-minded folks.
Right.
So before a long time, you should be careful. We might end up with that on a
Right,
Tuesday.
that is perfectly fine. I'm a marketing director myself. I get it. But I mean, genuinely, I raised 3 kids by myself and went to school, and it was tough. I've helped my children get their educations, and my oldest daughter is a mom and a teacher and getting her master's while taking care of her family, and it's tough, but you can do it through ECTC. You can do it. It's just remarkable to me that we have such great resources right here in Hardin County. It absolutely blows my mind.
Well, and that's what we need people to help spread
Yes.
that message. And, I think sometimes we have to just acknowledge that there's a stigma potentially behind community and technical colleges, which is unfounded. But when you take the time to really see the opportunities, and more importantly, the proof of students who are, I tell you, we have some students who are making more money than I do. A lot more in some cases, especially in fields. Coding, for example, we've been doing a lot of work with Fort Knox and developing new training for those who have the high-level coding skills needed to support missions on post through IT contractors. Some of the job opportunities, 6 figures.
I'll tell you,
remarkable.
I have a son. My youngest child went through your diesel mechanics program, and he makes more money than Mama.
Yeah, that's
So
what we want.
I can vouch for that. He is 23 years old and thriving thanks to your diesel mechanics program right here at home.
And I think it's a perfect time because students now are becoming much more savvy in what they're looking for in their college experience. And I'll say I was one that went to a Big Ten school so I could tailgate, and that was the experience I was looking for. We can't necessarily offer that here at ECTC.
You want what you want. Right.
But the things that we can offer, I think students, is they're weighing debt, and that was the biggest advantage I've had
That's
in
a tough
life,
one.
is to not have tons of student loans to pay off, and especially when you look at the University Center in particular, the savings on some of these degrees are $40,000 to $65,000
That's crazy.
that you can save, and the head start that gives students. And we're seeing, as this next generation considers their educational opportunities, more emphasis on really what am I getting for this degree, and the experience not being unimportant, but less importance on some of the things that were prioritized in the past, more really about that, what's the degree, what's the career, what's the benefit of getting this credential or degree, and I think as that conversation continues, that's going to leave ECTC in an even better position because we provide that. That's exactly what we do. It's not just get a degree and hope you get a job.
Right.
But,
And you all are very good about that transition, aren't you? Don't you have programs where you can actually help folks plug in to jobs locally once they do obtain those degrees?
We have a new website, actually, Career Services Central, where you
There
can
you
go
go.
online. It's open to alumni and employers and students. And we have a new Career Services Director who we need to get you guys connected to.
Yes,
She's engaged
yes.
with students and employers. So, it definitely is our goal for students to have, really pursue that career, and education's the way to get there.
Right.
And we can help them do that in a very valuable and efficient and effective way.
Yes, definitely, because I don't know, I've personally never met anyone that said, I regret getting my degree, but boy, can I give you a list of names of folks that regret not getting it. And I need to send them to talk to you.
And in
Talk to my
hindsight,
new
I
friend
regret
Sarah.
it. We spent a lot more money in my family than we needed to on my degree. I can tell you. And,
Right.
it's just being able to have that option locally,
Yes.
especially too.
Yeah.
Just the savings you can have there.
Right. And you see these things in movies, TV, dinner conversation where folks obtain this degree years ago and then they're back living with mom and dad. Where that's not going to happen here in Hardin County at ECTC, because you all are literally going to hold their hand and help them find what they need to transition into life.
And in addition to that, I think in the limited time that I've been around on campus, it's very evident to me that the professors here, the instructors here, they're outlaying the groundwork for them, the relationships that they've built with those. I believe there's just a phenomenal number of the students in the technical programs. They're already in their full-time jobs before they've graduated because
Yes.
they're so sought after, because the employers have worked with the instructors here to make sure that the skills that they need on the job are what they're being taught. And it's just the partnerships are just amazing.
That I've seen, once again, I've interviewed several people from ECTC. I have a lot of friends that came here. I have kids that attended here. And you all absolutely are passionate about their success. This isn't just a job that I've seen from anybody in admin or anything like that at ECTC. You all genuinely care about the success of your students. And that is huge. It genuinely is. Because I can't even imagine all of the conversations I've had about the different programs you have. If somebody told me I had to name them, I'd be in big trouble, because there are so
I still
many.
can't name them all.
Right?
They're over here, so don't worry. There's a lot.
Yeah. So people just need to call you, right?
That's right.
You don't know what you don't know. Give you a call and say, I don't know. You know, I was talking to a 52-year-old man the other day who said, I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up. And you know what I said? You need to start at ECTC. That's exactly what I said, because where do you start? You start with your education, and it builds from there. He may wind up being something he never in a million years thought he'd want to be.
And I think that's what makes us special, is that we are a community and technical college. So that means we see our students at the grocery store and out in the community, and we run into those employers constantly. And our community is small enough that it's still very connected, but large enough to have resources and help us, the opportunities we've had to grow as an institution. So I think that's really the benefit and the advantage we have, and why we're able to be so invested with our students, is because we are so interconnected as a region, and we know they have potential, and we're just here to help them fulfill their goals.
Wonderful. Well, as someone from the community, thank you for the engagement, because that makes all the difference. It genuinely does. Well, ladies,
we're really excited. And
yes, good.
I also want to give a special shout out
Please.
to, we have our distinguished alumni announcement that's gone out recently, and I feel remiss to be speaking with you today without celebrating some of those folks. Gina
Please.
Ryan with
Yes. Oh my gosh.
HCEC-TV.
If you want to know anything about Hardin County, you need to call Gina at HCEC-TV. She is so knowledgeable.
Yes. We, speaking of proof of the great things at the college, the success stories that can begin here and end up in a lot of great places. So congratulations to Gina. And we've got Todd Edlin at UPS.
Awesome.
And Kendra Stewart-Scott.
My bestie.
Lincoln Trail Behavioral
Well
Health.
deserved. Yes.
And David Pace from
Wonderful.
Brandenburg. Jingming Ma, she's a reverend out in Washington State.
Oh, wow.
And Dr. Nicholas Bennett Gonzalez. He's actually from Meade County originally as well. So if you're not sure about what ECTC can really do, all I can say is look at some of our grads, look at these alumni, and we're going to be celebrating their accomplishments soon. So you'll be hearing more about each of their success stories.
Yes,
too.
I'm looking forward to that. Ladies, I'm afraid we're out of time. Sarah?
I went by too fast.
I know. Congratulations on the new
you.
position. It sounds like they're blessed to have you. I've heard great things. You're going to do wonderful things. Megan, thank you as always. I don't even know how you listed all of those names. I'm so impressed. So impressed. Folks, I'm afraid we're out of time. I'm Melanie Parker. Genuinely appreciate you, and we will see you next time. And remember, you can't finish if you don't start.